Hello everyone, my name is Espik23, here for a KTaNE module tutorial. In this tutorial we're going to be looking at the rule module. The rule module is kind of easy, I would say. I can actually solo this, and if you know what you're doing, it's not that hard. So this module contains a rule number. It has a top row of black and white squares, and then 3 other rows where we can click on the squares to change them from black to white, and a submit button. So what are we supposed to do here? Well, we have to fill in the black and white squares of the module according to the top row, which you can't do anything to, and this rule number up here. So this module uses a concept that I'm not familiar with. It's called cellular automation. And I could not describe that to you, but what I am going to describe to you is the way that I do the module. So the first thing we need to do is convert this number into a 4-digit binary number. 13 is 1101. Now, each of these 4 digits, this one, this one, this one, and this one, will correspond to a pair of other binary digits. The pairs in this order are 11, 10, 01, and 00. I'm going to put spaces in between here, so each of the 4 digits of the binary number from the rule number will correspond to the binary number pairs from above in this line right here. So for each of the rows, each of these rows is a binary, well, not exactly a binary number, but it will look at the top 2 rows, or the top row, the 2 squares adjacent to on the top row, as 2 binary numbers, similar to these. And the binary numbers down here are going to be treated kind of like as a Boolean condition, where 0 means false and 1 means true. So, similar to this example right here, for every square, it's going to check for what the top 2 squares are, and it will find it from one of these 4 possibilities. And if for that, whatever it is, in this case it's going to be 0, 0 since they're both white, if the number that corresponds to it is 1 or true, then that square turns black. If it were 0, then I would just leave it white. So for example, 0, 0 is 2 whites, but actually, if another thing you can do, instead of doing a binary, we can do it like this. So, for right here, for this square, the top 2 squares are both white, and that is true, so we're going to turn that black. Same thing with this one, and this one. For this square, the top and left is white, but the top and the right is black. So white, black is our combination. That is false, so we leave the square white. This one, it's both black, so that's true. And this one is black and white, and that will also be true. That's the first row done. Now we need to go to the second row. Same thing applies. So if they're both black, which they are in this case, and these 3, return it black. This case is black and then white, which is true. And in this tile, or case, is white then black, which is still false. And finally, the third row, same thing. Black and white would be true, and that is false. And submit. And that's a solved module. The green squares when they highlight indicate that the square is correct, and a red square will indicate if it wasn't correct, that it is not correct. Upon a strike, the module will reset, will give you a new top row and a new rule number. Let's look at this one. So this one is 4. 4 in binary is 0110, and I'm going to look at the 4 pairs of binary numbers, write them out. And also I'm going to be writing it like this over here. Oh, that didn't work the way I wanted to. So I have both the methods listed right here that you could do this. Depending on which one you like, you can look at the left half or the right half. Both of them work as long as you know how to read them. So for 4, all you need to really do concerning the left half, if you want to use the right half, is what the binary number is of the rule number. Binary numbers, I'm going to say them all right here. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Okay. Now that tangent's out of the way, let's get back to solving this module. In this case, only the combination of black-white will yield true for the square below it. In this case, it's only this square. And for the same row, it's only this square, and for the last row, it's only this square. And there's another solved module. Same thing down here. We only want the black squares if the above combination is black and white, which is this one, and then this one, and this one, and this one. You will start to notice a pattern in some of the rows as you keep going down. Now here's 12, which is 1, 1, 0, 0. So that means that if they're both black, it's true, and if we have black and white, then that's also true. And 10 down here is like this. So in this case, we're looking for the combinations of both black and then white and black. And there you go. And that's how you solve this module. Now before we go, I will say a few more things. Let me get back. Alright, so a few more things I do want to say about the rule before I head off. One thing is, if you have a 0, which you can't see in any of these, then it would be 0, 0, 0, 0, in which you just leave the bottom rows completely white, since it would be all falses. And in the inversely, 15, which would make all of these 1, would make all of these true, in which the entire 3 rows below are all black. On this one up here we have 1, which is 0, 0, 0, 1, which means only having singular whites would be true. And you would get something like this. Now let's say if I mess something up and I thought that this 2 was a 1 for whatever reason, and I did something like this. As you can see, the red squares indicate that I was wrong, and the green squares indicated that I was correct there. And as you see, we have a new top row and a new rule number, and everything down here got reset. But otherwise, there's not much else to say about this module other than I'm not the biggest fan of this manual, and honestly, if I didn't get help from the manual creator, I wouldn't have probably never figured this out. Especially if you're not like you don't know what cellular automation is. I still don't know what it is, even though I did look it up. It doesn't make that much sense to me. So I thought that this method that I have right here would be able to help you in case if you don't understand what cellular automation is and you're not a mathlete like manual writer Procyon is. I still think this is a well-designed module, but I don't really like the manual all that much. No offense to him, by the way. But anyway, I'm pretty sure that is it for this. So thank you guys for watching this tutorial, and remember, as always, keep talking and don't explode.